Secret Invasion was a terrible show, and the main person to blame is Kevin Feige. After the Infinity Saga ended, the MCU has been walking on some awfully wobbly legs. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 came out, and the MCU started walking with a bit more confidence. But then Secret Invasion came out, and it feels like the MCU has tripped over in the most pathetic fashion, falling flat on its face. I can't stress how bad Secret Invasion was. I was actually excited for the show. I was intrigued by the tone of the sneak peek they released. I like Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. I thought a quiet, slow-paced thriller would be a great change of pace after far too many MCU projects that have been poorly paced, ugly-looking messes. But at the end of it all, Secret Invasion was a poorly paced, ugly-looking mess, and a big-time waste of some good characters. First, I'll talk about the good. Honestly, there isn't much to talk about here except for Olivia Colman's performance. In a show where every single element felt so flat, it was great to see a fantastic actress breathe some life into the show every time she was on screen. That's unfortunately the only good thing I have to say. It's frustrating because this show had potential. The premise of who can you trust perfectly sets up for a show with an alluring atmosphere, well-executed twists and turns, tension, suspense. Instead, what we got was depressingly mundane and unsure of itself. All the potential this story had was squandered. It was a thriller with no thrill. It was a mystery without a mystery. It was a broken mess of a show. Throughout the series, a lot of people were lamenting the pacing of the show, saying it was too slow. I felt similarly, however, I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. There's nothing wrong with going slow if you know where you're going. The issue with Secret Invasion is that it traveled so slowly to a destination that was just not worth it, to the point where it feels like it just accidentally, drunkenly stumbled there. The finale was so god-awful that it undermined anything good about the prior episodes. The MCU is obsessed with building something promising and tonally interesting, and then bulldozing it over with a big CGI-infested third-act battle. And the finale of Secret Invasion was arguably the worst example of this. So, we've got Gaia, this supercharged Skrull wreaking havoc on Earth now. She literally has all the powers of the Avengers. She's the most formidable force in the MCU now. How's the MCU going to reel that back in? Not only does this decision potentially break the MCU, it most definitely broke any goodwill this show had for me. Everything came burning down just so Kevin Feige could shove his beloved third act BS into this show. And we know now that it was entirely his idea. This show had a budget of $200 million. Where on earth did all that money go? This show had over twice the budget of Oppenheimer. How incompetent are you that you had $200 million to work with, plus an established brand and an established story to work with, and you ended up creating this wholly mediocre show that barely anyone is happy with? It's baffling. Marvel keeps choosing these hired hands for directors and gives them concerningly poor guidance. According to the director, he was told not to bother reading any comic books. The choice to give the job to him is baffling, and if he doesn't know what he's doing, why would you actively dissuade him from knowing more about the source material? It's just so stupid, and feel free to disagree with me here. But the results speak for themselves. This is a terrible TV show, and the director keeps making it obvious as to why that is with each interview he gives. He'll get a lot of blame for this, but most of that blame should be headed to Kevin Feige. If he is praised when things go right, it's only fair to criticize him when they are going wrong. And lately, a lot has been going wrong. This show is undoubtedly the MCU's biggest failure. It's a letdown from top to bottom. The incompetence is mind-blowing. If I were to get into all the specifics, this video would be hours long, so forgive me for keeping this brief. I'll end by saying two things. Firstly, Rhodey being a Skrull was a stupid twist because it was obvious from the outset. His behavior was off all season to the point where it would have been a twist not to reveal him as a Skrull. What makes this twist even stupider is that it seems like nobody has even thought about how it logically works within the canon of the MCU. Secondly, Feige needs to find a way to resuscitate this universe, and a good place to start would be by hiring competent creators who actually give a damn about the thing that they are making.